Okay, yeah, Barry. So what exactly was Alon doing?
Just general investigation. Like he's looking to see a list of tenants and whatnot.
Like in the building? Yeah, there's nothing. I mean, you get lists of tenants, but there's nothing that stands out to you as odd.
Yeah, that's all he was doing was kind of like just checking in on stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like there was, well, like some repair work done on about half the building, like some wall work.
Yeah, that's probably all he'd be looking for.
But nothing that really is like, mob boss lives here. You don't see anything like that.
Yeah, no, he's not looking for that. He's just checking in to see, who all's there, whatnot. Just general information.
Okay, so Zeri's still not back.
As far as I know, she's not.
Okay. So that's what you're going to be doing until Lexa gets back?
Yeah, I guess so. Probably not going to take long, anyways.
Well, she's going to get back at 3, and you woke up at 1-ish, so it's about 2 hours.
Yeah, well, I figured also give the statement to the guard, and then whatever else we feel like doing.
Yeah, so do you tell them about the data pad that you guys found, or what exactly? Did you just tell them about the event that happened, like, at the senator's room?
No, this one would want the information for the senator's room, and I would give as much of a detailed description as I could of the robots, the fact that they exploded after being defeated, and any kind of make, model, whatever I could come up with or figure out to tell them, like all relevant information that I could.
Okay.
Probably wouldn't differ that much from what she may have told them, if anything.
Yeah, so, Eagle, when do you think Kalani would have gotten up? Because, well, we figured out what people are doing until Alexa gets back, but Alexa's getting back at 3, so.
I don't know. Maybe 2?
Alright. What are you going to do in the hour until she gets back?
Probably have to give my report, whatever. What did they call it?
Statement?
Yeah, that.
Alright. Yeah, that'll only take you about 15 minutes.
And I guess try to find out what's been going on, if there are any new leads.
Yeah, so as you're looking around, Alon's just sitting at a computer station. And Looks like Picaz is doing some work on the droid he's been building. So if you'd like to ask Elon what he's doing, feel free. Or Picaz, for that matter. That'd be entertaining.
So, what's going on, guys?
Oh, not much. Waiting for things to clear up and see if we can't figure out any leads as to what to do next.
Any word from the senator?
Not yet.
So, any ideas of where we can go from here? From what we can do to get more leads?
For what we've got before us on the leads of this particular case of this attempted assassination of a senator, I'm not sure. Right now we're kind of just waiting for things to coalesce a little.
Waiting for this sort of stuff is hard. Not being able to do anything.
That it does, lass.
Is Zeri back yet? No, okay. Tis unfortunate.
Oh, since we got time, Elon will also do a quick search for, let's see, what's his name? For Gur Haskell. Other than the petty larceny and whatnot that he already found out last time, he's probably looking to see maybe any kind of bounties that might be on him, or any outstanding, not necessarily outstanding, but more of list of known known associates, who tends to employ him the most, stuff like that.
Yeah, so you're looking through. It doesn't look like he's got anything outstanding on him. Looks like he's not really been employed more self-employed / funded through the thefts that he tries to accomplish, but seems kind of like a drifter to you. You can't find any trails of any connections really to any of the major gangs.
Okay.
I think Zeri overestimated the amount of stuff other people were going to be doing during her 5 hours. All right, let's see. What can we do while we're waiting for her to get back?
I'll also check to see what or any enemies of Senator Muraru, particularly those who have a shady history.
Yeah, give me a gather information. That's a thing, right? That's a role. I didn't
Yep,
just make
Gather
that
that
up.
is a
information?
skill.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you
I-
go through. Are we gonna? Sorry. never mind.
Yeah, I'm gonna use Knack on that.
Okay.
And consider that a nat 20.
Alrighty, he wants to know all the info. So you look through her history. Fairly moderate senator, hasn't really done a lot of crazy stuff. After Telos was kind of destroyed, she definitely had a boost in the public space. She was a much less well-known figure before that. But now she's popped up in the news quite a bit more than that. They haven't really passed any legislation that you can find that would really make anybody mad specifically at her. You do find a lot of information regarding the proposed plan to re-terraform Telos and the agreements with the Athorians. That actually, looking at it, looked kind of like it materialized pretty quickly for a deal of that scale. And yeah, you've seen some things that noted that Zerka kind of wanted the bid for the job. And they were kind of upset at the senator. And looking at that, there's really not a lot of stuff. I've seen a couple stories about former people from Telos. Some of them coming out in favor of this terraforming plan. Others, not as much. But none of those people seemed extremely angry at her. And the ones who weren't so thrilled with it seem more kind of resigned that Telos was gone and they should just choose to live in separate places. And a couple of them thought that she shouldn't really even be a senator because the planet doesn't exist.
Okay.
And digging through, you also find a list of senators. Well, from what you can tell, it looks like it's a list of most of the major players in the pro-Jedi coalition side of the Senate for this bill. But it's kind of like on a not like it's a kind of it's more like a a list of convince these people to change their mind sort of list. And there's a lot of copies of it floating around the HoloNet.
Like this was a list of senators that she personally had a goal to, or
No, so it's like it's a list of senators that were that are pro Jedi, and the list was kind of generated to be like, here are the people you need to convince to vote for the Jedi Oversight Committee, kind of thing. And I mean, if you want, you can take a look through a bunch of comments that people have left on boards, but that'll take you a while.
I'd probably skim through some of the comments. Not necessarily heavy reading, but definitely skim through.
All right, yeah, as you're skimming, you come across a name a couple of times. It's not a person's name; it's the name of a. Well, you're not really exactly sure what it is, but
Forum username, basically.
no, it's not that. It's you see people referencing something called the Incorruptible.
Okay, after like the third or fourth reference of that, I'd stop and probably go look through and see if they're referencing anything specific.
Yeah, so when you're looking through those comments, they tend to be on the harsher side of things. A couple of them are advocating violence or cheering the riots and stuff like that. And around that time, Lexa gets back.
Where am I?
Yeah, you're back at the apartment complex. It is now 3 in the afternoon-ish.
Is there like a place everyone is? Or?
Picasso is still working on Jim, and then Kalani and Elon were kind of searching for things. So I think Kalani is still by Elon.
I figured we went to the main room. I'm just looking on the computer.
What are you two up to?
Tracking down any leads that we could possibly investigate. Managed to pick up a couple of things. Senator or at least those who would want to do Senator Moraro some harm.
Did you find anything?
A couple of things. Zerka is not happy at her, which that makes sense considering she is the one who made the deal with the Ithorians as opposed to with Zerka. They apparently wanted to take care of the contract for rebuilding Telos.
It makes sense. They like getting their hands on every piece of pie that's available.
Ah, that's true. There's also this list of senators that seems to be floating around, pro-Jedi senators, and the list seems to be more like a quote-unquote hit list to try to convince these senators to vote for the Oversight Committee. But I think that's more possible hogwash. In some forum threads, I have found references to a group called the Incorruptible, who seem to be in support of the riots. It might be connected, might not be. But other than that, that's about all I have.
Well, it's something at least.
Yeah, that it is.
Well, I have an idea for how we can maybe catch this mysterious hacker. Kalani, I assume you told him about that?
No. What happened?
I look at Kalani, see if she'll explain. Seeing that she says nothing, I sort of just turn awkwardly. Apparently there's a hacker who's been in the, well, there's a rumor going on that he's erasing individuals, their pasts, anything that connects them, and doing it so efficiently, to the point that they don't even exist.
That's quite interesting.
The people we talked to, police station, believe that this is what happened to the store, the one with all the droids, and that's why they can't figure out who owned it, or who's even been living in it for quite some time.
You get a call, Alexa.
One moment, and I answer it.
Yeah, it's this is Bryn from the Doom City Precinct.
Ah, Bryn, what can I do for you?
Yeah, we were running that picture, and well, we got nothing. But on a whim, I just tried it a second time, and actually got a hit the second time. Looks like we might have an idea on this guy.
Wonderful. Please send it to me. I'll show my party.
Yeah, we'll do. Yeah, strange. Just kind of just reappeared. Can't believe it actually worked. I was just desperate. And I'll send it to you right away. And yeah, so you'll get a message.
Well, it looks like they might have an idea on the person that Picasso.
That's helpful, at least. That'll give us at least a lead. At least a little bit more than HoloNet rumors and conjecture.
I want to find this hacker. I think that they might lead us to some other things as well.
Oh, I'm sure. This hacker sounds like he's the one who's responsible for Emma.
That's what I was thinking as well. I have an idea.
All right.
I was thinking we might be able to lure him out if we could promise him credits in order to erase one of our identities. Now, we're going over this, and the only person of our group that I think would be believable as to someone who'd want to hide would be you.
I would probably be the first guess as well. I would actually volunteer for it.
My thinking is I could probably go into the black net and make some inquiries as to who could hide your identity on your behalf. Do you happen to have any aliases you used to go by when you worked for public security?
Processing your request.
Yeah, so as he's thinking, you get a chime on your datapad, Lexa, that you've got a new message. So I sent it in your handouts.
All right.
Yeah, at one point I don't believe it's still used, but I used to go by Tannen. It helped us catch a couple of deals, not very major, but just a couple of spice shipments from the Hut cartel, but not much.
You use this to confiscate those spices.
He acted as a contact to possibly ship them. The only thing is that the shipments were intercepted just after he took possession of them. Once, and then on another time they got it before he got to them. He managed to at least convince I managed to convince the people that hired him to look the other way, because it was obviously not his fault, and they had managed to believe me, at least that time.
No, this is good. We can use this. So, my plan is to put this out on the darknet and to say that you got in bad with the Huts and you're looking to disappear. Money is no object, and you'll hire any hacker who's willing to erase your past. And then we'll just see who hits it.
That sounds good.
By the way, I also got a message. This is the ID of the lizard that Because said he saw. It looks like it's a Trandoshan of some kind. His name, according to this, is Strongjaw.
No, that's not his name. Yeah. That's the ship's name.
It's a ship's name.
Yeah, sorry, that was not clear.
Well,
I
you
apologize. I'm
the
sorry.
title of this thing.
Yeah, sorry, I should have named it something else.
The ship's name is Strongjaw, owned by a Trandoshan by Irhask Ha. Apparently his ship, his last known coordinate destination was on the docking bay 37 at the Doom City spaceport.
Alright, well, let's... Do you want to do a quick search on them then?
I can see what I can come up with.
Alright.
I am a little concerned, though.
Oh, about what?
Well, Vern said that he was only managed to find this individual because he ran the ID again to see if there was any hits. He said it is as though he simply reappeared. In my mind, that can mean one of two things. Either he ran out on his hacker and failed to pay him, and so he re-released all of the things he had hidden, or he wanted us to find him.
I agree with you on that. That's what it sounds like.
And while we're discussing this, I'll run a search of my own, using my own knowledge of other places to find out more about this individual.
Alright. Yeah, gather information.
Ooh, yeah!
Oh, she knows that.
Nice. Yeah, so you're looking through. The only thing that's readily available to you is this ship registration. You keep digging through your darker contacts for a couple minutes, and then you're kind of going back through things, and as you're searching, something appears suddenly, and it looks like it's the the deed to the store.
Okay. Anything significant on it?
I don't know what the name of the store was. Odds and Parts. There's just information. He got it 5 years ago. He's had it ever since. Other than that, you don't find anything.
Well, there's not much more I can learn from this other than the name of the store and that he's owned it for 5 years. Right.
That's interesting. Alright, and I will turn to the computer and see if I can't do a real quick search. See if his ship is scheduled to leave anytime soon.
Alright, that's probably going to need to hack into the spaceport database, so give me a use the computer check.
Who makes it?
Elon, because this one is checking.
She's looking over my shoulder, so if she wants to help, that's fine, but I say as I roll like a really low roll for me.
Yeah, if she wants to help you.
I mean, yeah. Let me.
Yeah. I'll just give you a +2 on this one. But that's enough because the security system is not that good. So you're digging through. It looks like there was a departure scheduled for 11 this morning, but it got rescheduled. Suspended indefinitely, actually.
I think perhaps you're right about your theory. I think Mr. Ha decided to not pay or could not pay the hacker and has re-released the information because, according to this, he was scheduled to leave this morning, but he ain't leaving anymore. Shall we go visit Mr. Ha, or would you like to investigate the hacker first?
Well, we can get started on the hacker. I suspect it'll take time for him to find our post and to get the courage to even look us up or even decide if we're legitimate. I'll need time to set that up. So we could go and visit Ha in the meantime while I work on creating this.
Alright. Alright, that sounds like it would be a good plan. Let's see if we can't get Ha and then, or at least schedule a meeting with Ha, unannounced, so to say, and figure out what's going on here.
Well, why don't you go gather up the group while I start setting things up on my end.
Alright, sounds good. And Elon will pat his legs and stand up. Oi, Paquez, you want to go find your lizard person?
You don't get any response. You just see the occasional flash of a micro welder.
Do you want to get the guy who's responsible for trying to blow you up?
What?
We've managed to track down the person responsible for building the robots with the explosives. Do you want to come?
How close do I think I am to finishing?
You've probably got a good hour left on this one.
It shouldn't take that long to knock him out. And I will get to a place where I can stop and then get up and come with you guys.
Kalani, you want to come? Since you've been standing here listening the entire time. All right.
Eagle?
Did you fall asleep, Eagle? I think maybe Eagle has fallen asleep.
No, it disappeared on me. I can't watch. I can't look at it. No.
What disappeared?
I draw that on Eagle's face or Kalani's face.
Isn't that basically her face already?
Yep, but it's in pink now, so it's overlaying her fur since she's just
Do you-
staring.
Do you have a pink marker?
The senator should have one lying on the desk.
I'm unconvinced. Oh, it doesn't exist anymore. It's gone.
Alright, in that case I'll go find Ethan and see if he wants to go as well. Ethan, do you want to go help us apprehend the person responsible for building the droids that were used in the attempted assassination of the senator last night?
Yes.
Alright, let's go.
So, Alexa, who is the lizard man?
Apparently, his name is. I literally just wrote it down. Ersk Ha. He's seems to be no one of real consequence. He bought the shop 5 years ago, and it was of the name of Odds and Parts. Other than that, he owns a starship called Strongjaw.
The perfect place to look for him or ambush him at a minimum.
Well, that's what Aelin and I are thinking. We're not certain if we're the ones going to be ambushing him. The nature in which we acquire this information is dubious.
Yeah, I can just go in there. It's not like a locked door can keep me out of there.
Yes, but when you enter, things tend to go south rather quickly.
I mean, all I have to do is beat him over the head with my stick.
Well, see, now we want to be able to talk.
Well, he doesn't need to talk. I beat him over the head with the stick, and then we tie him up, and then when he comes around, I dig through his head, and then we have what we need. And a new ship.
She just gives you this long look of like a half just like, really? And the other half is just sort of horror at what you just said. You don't at all find any of that a bit over the top?
I mean, he tried to kill the senator, and and then his droids blew up on me.
So that means you can just rip things from his mind?
Possibly. He's an enemy. He is
We don't
hostile.
fully know that yet. All we know is he's connected to those droids that explode. Maybe someone else bought them and used them. Maybe he's hiding from them. We don't. All I'm saying is we don't really know anything yet.
I didn't know if you cut out there or something, because at the end of we don't, it just went, the sound went weird.
Yeah, I heard that.
But the drawer that he was looking at had the explosives that are used in the droids.
That's all coincidental, which is what the police will tell us if we tell them this story. I don't know where you come from, but in the Republic we don't have a habit of condemning people before there's evidence.
Well, that's why we find the evidence.
By invading someone's privacy, their mind. You can't get much worse than that. Let's not go there yet. Let's just focus on trying to get a hold of him, alright?
He had a secret room with explosive, and his data pad under the explosives. And the explosives were in his shop in the secret room with the droids.
And if you were a lawyer, you could point that all out at his trial. However, until we capture him and can prove these things, it is all circumstantial. It is only our job to go and arrest him and try to interrogate him for information, or take him back to the police. I mean, we were in his room. We got into his box. If we had rapidly left, someone could have made the assumption that we lived there. I don't want to sit here and explain this to you. Just don't do anything rash until we have all discussed and agreed.
But if we're just going to go and try and talk to him, let's see what the point of all of us going is.
It might be a bit more difficult than simply going to him. He has been able to hide himself rather well. And like I said, I'm not sure if we're the ones ambushing him. It could be a trap for whoever is looking for him. If we all go, we have a better chance of withstanding said trap or foreseeing it.
This all seems overly convoluted.
I guess I don't. It's rather simple. We're going down to the starport. We're just going to check things out, see what's going. If he's there, if he's not, we'll move on to the next lead. Lexa just kind of stares at him like because sort of confused as to why he's confused and not really knowing what to do next.
And I imagine at that point, Adon gets back with E10.
I'll go wherever the majority is.
All right.
Yeah, I'd say to probably. Well, Aelin, did you bring E10 back to the main room where everybody else kind of was?
Well, I figured everybody was there, so I figured I'd stop by and see if they're all ready to go or if they need a moment.
Okay.
Okay, I'm still trying to figure out what on earth I missed.
So the tech guy that you talked to in the Doom City Police Department called Lexa and gave her the spaceship registration that had Urska's name on it and picture, like ID. So the ship is currently at the Doom City Spaceport, and it was scheduled to leave at 11 this morning, but it got suspended indefinitely.
Okay. Okay, so this guy, we at least know for sure that he is the guy who set the bomb in the apartment, right?
Yeah.
And we're now going after him, right? That's seem to... What?
I think that was the plan.
That's Gaz's plan.
I'm going to try and capture him.
Yeah, capturing him is the plan.
Okay, anything more specific? Like how?
Well, we're going to the spaceport and we're going to see kind of what's going on, how to approach, that sort of thing. But we need to go there in order to understand what to do next.
Okay. Have we all seen this picture?
I'll show it to everyone now.
Yeah, I put the handout now in everybody's section. I think so. If you can't see it, I did something wrong.
Apparently you did something wrong.
It should be called the Strong Jaw
What?
Registration.
Yeah, it should be at the top
Where
of
are
the
we?
notes.
Oh,
Handouts. Yeah.
okay. Ah. Okay then.
Alright, since we're trying to capture him alive, I'll try not to kill him.
I just sort of give you a sideways glance and say, that would be preferred. I have a bit of a reputation to keep up.
Yeah, we kind of need this guy's information, right? Kind of needs to be alive for that.
Yeah, that's why I made the joke, as it were. I'll try to restrain myself.
Because makes his stick glow and taps it against a bit of soldering metal.
I don't exactly have that because I have this, and Elon will pull out his blaster, twirl it around real quick, and then resheath it real quick.
Make a dexterity check.
Good night.
Yeah,
pretty
you
good.
succeeded. Yeah, you succeed with a flourish. It's very impressive.
I have a +5 to my dexterity. I better.
Hey, you could roll in that one and fumble it out of your hand and make it go off. You know, never know. I never pass up an opportunity for comedy.
If I were gonna fumble it, I would have requested and argued you to do a D8 to see how far away it lands and if it hits Bakaz in the face.
Does that have a stun setting? Sorry, I'm still laughing. Ah!
It has a stun setting. Stun setting does not work very well with blasters. It's like literally half damage.
That's what it is for everything.
Yeah. Everything that has a stun setting, that is.
I think we should just change the rules so that
I think
non-lethal damage.
Kyrath did. I'm trying to find it in the rules here.
I think it should just be that if you kill someone with non-lethal damage, they're unconscious. That would be simple.
Yeah, so if we do non-lethal damage, he'll flip the switch on his blaster, which is still kind of nasty. I forgot to look at the numbers, but yeah, he still does 48 plus 9.
Oh, okay, so yeah, we changed it. So you use the regular dice roll damage roll to see if it goes over the damage threshold. It always moves them, but then it deals half damage, but it always moves them down one on the condition track, and even if it doesn't go over the damage threshold, which is different than how the core rulebook says. And then if it is over the threshold, it goes down. You go down another one.
Okay. So more focus on the condition track.
Yes, which makes sense for a stun weapon.
Yeah.
I have an idea that I could just throw out there. That that still applies, but it doesn't actually take off health damage, or it still just takes off like half health damage.
Yeah, it still would do half. Or I don't know, maybe stun weapons should do less damage because
Yeah, I would be okay with less than half damage as long as the guaranteed one down the condition track.
yeah, I mean it was kind of like, I don't know, in Star Wars it seems like stun weapons literally just knock people out. They don't really do anything else.
But that's all you want stun weapons to do.
Yeah, which I don't understand the mechanics for it really, which is why Kyrath tried to fix it, but
That's why I say, I think it should just be you do regular damage, and if they end up, quote-unquote, dying with a stun weapon, then they are unconscious, not dead.
Unless it happens to do
yeah, see the
knock
problem
them out and do all their health and damage over again.
I mean the
And
problem
they're
is
super duper asleep. They're in a coma.
it's just like if someone is using a stun weapon and someone isn't, then how do you keep that separate, the damage that it's doing separate?
That's what I'm saying.
Because it's not really doing damage, like that kind of damage.
Yeah, that's why it should
It
just be the
wouldn't.
condition track thing.
It wouldn't matter, because if they killed them with a lethal weapon, then they're dead. If they killed them with a stun weapon, they'd be unconscious.
So
Yeah,
it's basically
so
just who does the less the
Mhm.
less damage. That's
Yeah,
Yep.
and
Or if they
at
hit
least
the
they
bottom
hit
of the
that.
condition track.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, so someone who's like level 1 and you use your blaster on, and you're using a stun weapon, will pretty much just be stunned instantly.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense. Yeah, let's go with that. Sounds good.
Okay, let's go shoot things.
Yeah. Let's go find this dock.
Time to explode these staff people.
No, we're not turning him into the bird that exploded. No. There might be some repercussions for that.
For the bird? So the very first thing I kill it comes back and haunts me.
Yeah. No.
Where were we? Oh yeah. Oh, have we? Are we in contact with the police down there about this? Now we're going there.
They're the ones who gave me the information, so I assume they assume that I'm going. I mean, why else give this information to the prize bounty hunter? So, are we ready to head off?
I do believe so. I'm locked and loaded.
Alright. Off we go.
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Okay, there's a picture of a thing. What?
Yeah, so the Undercity is, a lot under buildings and stuff. So the spaceport actually, so that hole you see in the center is actually leads directly to the over part of the city, and the spaceport's actually underneath it, so ships can actually get out. So that hole is gigantic. It's like a mile across.
Okay then.
It's a fun time.
To the Undercity spaceport.
Alright, yeah, so as you're approaching, it's actually a decent sized spaceport. They gotta have something to get shipments and things down to the Undercity down here. And so they've got quite a bit of freight coming down here, as well as personal ships. And the whole, well, it provides the most light out of pretty much anywhere in all of Doom City, so it's pretty well lit around the area compared to everything else that you've been by. Especially since it's kind of still during the daytime, the light's kind of flowing in, but the sun's going at a little bit lower angle now because it's approaching about 5. So it's the sun's starting to set, so the angles are getting a little bit longer, and the light is kind of angling away from the spaceport and kind of casting light off to one side, off to the east of the spaceport.
So I imagine we borrowed the speeder from that we borrowed before again.
I mean, that's what I was assuming, unless you wanted to fly there or something.
So I assume, but we go looking for his ship at his landing pad.
Let's go find him.
Alrighty, so yeah, going around. Seems like so you go check out a map layout of the area. You find the Bay 37, and it's on the actually on the main floor area, where a lot of the smaller ships are stored. So yeah, you can find it no problem. And security down here is a little lax, so you can walk right in to the spaceport. There's no security checks. It's pretty dirty, but still looks decently maintained. There's nothing falling apart. It's just kind of scuzzy looking.
It ain't Nar Shaddaa. It's not dirty.
It's like upscale Nar Shaddaa.
Very much so.
So are we looking at the spaceport door? Where exactly are we in relation to it?
Into the spaceport?
Mhm.
Yeah, so
To-
you guys...
To the bay.
Yeah, so you can't really see it from the main entrance. It's kind of back a little bit. There's a cantina near the entrance, and you can hear the music spilling over as you're taking a look at this map. And it seems kind of like that the music might be piped throughout the entire spaceport, but you're not sure.
Okay. Well, how do you all want to do this? We could go and try to hack the door, get our way through. We could probably find out if there's any cameras watching the bay. See if we can look in before we make a move. Or if there's something else someone has in mind, I'm open to that as well.
I can walk through and open the door from the other side.
Yes, but we want to know what's inside the hangar before we go inside it. But we might as well give the computer systems a look, see what's inside, and then we can go in, see what defenses we're probably going to be facing.
And that's yes, that's one thing we can do. Because did you have another idea?
We can walk out to the bay doors and I can see if there's anyone inside.
Can you do that carefully?
Yes.
As long as you promise not to do anything without us, I think that is a decent plan. Would save us a trip and a bluff to whatever security system they have here.
If there's no one in there, should I go in and unlock it?
If you don't find anyone in the immediate spaceport area, yes, let us in. But be careful. Make sure you don't trip any alarms or anything by opening it.
Kaz nods.
Alright, so you guys are just heading to the bay?
Yes, but I assume we're not walking in a tight group. We're probably, split off into groups of two, just sort of casually walking through.
Yep. Roll some stealth checks then.
Yes.
Kaz will just walk into a dense crowd first, and then use Force Cloak. And then I will roll the stealth check. With advantage, right? So I'm cloak.
I think that gives you advantage? Pretty sure.
Yeah, believe those are the rules we decided on.
We are super invisible.
Not that not that I need it. I just
Okay,
walk into
what?
a crowd and then walk out, and then the crowd disperses, and then I'm not there.
Okay, Scarlet, what?
Wow, that's a special. That's a great roll right there.
Yeah, I rolled a 2.
At least it wasn't a 1. It could have been a 1.
Do you have your bonuses on there, right? Or what?
I'm not trained in stealth.
Okay
Yes.
then.
Have you forgotten the really bad history of stealth rolls for Alexa?
All right, yeah. So
Remember, Ariel's the one who's really good at stealth.
Yeah, but still.
that's fine. She's just standing out with her pointed ears and carrying large amounts of swords. It's fine. Okay.
Yeah,
Do you carry
she doesn't
swords?
stand out any more than the rest of the riffraff around here.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, you all make it to the to Bay 37 uneventfully.